Hare Krishna, thank you for joining. Let's do Radha Madhav. Jayo Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopijana Vallabha, Jaya Gira Vardhari, Jaya Gopijana Vallabha, Jaya Gira Vardhari, Shodanandana Vrajjana Ranjana, Shodanandana Vrajjana Ranjana, Yamuna Tiravanachari, Jai Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Agyantimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavcha Shri Rupa Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajim Sadhvetam Savadutam Krishna Setam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sutadevi Pranmami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubheva Cha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namah Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pasthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami iti namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Parcharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasdi Go Bhakt Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Mukham kroti vachalam, pangum langyate gram yat kirpatam vande Shri Guru Taranam, Paramanandam Adam Shitaneshram Hariyam Tassat, Narayam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Nauttamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Duriyat, Nasta Prasya Abdrisha Nitya Bhakti-Sevayā, Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nestiki. Hare Krishna. So thank you for joining, and we'll continue with the chapter 13. Vidu's returning home, and we were discussing last time that how he was welcomed by everyone in the palace. You know, young and old, they all welcomed him, and they all loved him very much, and he was their life and soul, as is described. And then Vidur is actually Yamraj himself. He was cursed by, I think, Manduka Muni, and he wanted to join in the pastimes of Lord Krishna. So he's Yamraj in the form of Vidur, son of a Shudra woman, and that was the part of the curse. And also, interestingly, Yudhishthira is actually son of Yamraj. So, in effect, Yudhishthira is the son of Yamraj anyway. So, but yeah, and in here it's like as their uncle, he supported them so much more than the king should be supporting them, because the king is also their uncle, the elder uncle, and their father passed away, so he should be helping them, but he didn't, and instead Vidur is helping. He has helped them so much, and Yudhishthira Maharaj is reminding him, how they appreciate that they are here today because of Vidur's help. Otherwise, with the scheming of Dhritarashtra, as explained in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and Duryodhana, and their mama Shakuni no doubt had a hand in it as well. That they would have been killed, poisoned, burnt, somehow that they would have been dead a long time ago. So we'll continue from there. So we're in verse 9. Okay. Sukya vritya vrititam vash charadabihi shiti mandalam tirathani kshetra mukhyani sevitani ha bhutale. So kaya, by which, vritya means vartitam, maintain your livelihood, va, your good self, charadabihi, while traveling, shiti mandalam, on the surface of the earth, tirathani, place of pilgrimage, kshetra mukhyani, the principal holy places, sevitani, served by you, iha, in this world, bhutale, on this planet Bhu. So while traveling on the surface of the earth, how did you maintain your livelihood? So they're asking the uncle, how did you maintain your livelihood? At which holy places and pilgrimage sites did you render service? So Vidur was away for so long, even if he had some money on him, he would have run out a long time ago. And they want to know, how did you manage to survive? So Vidur went out from the palace to detach himself from household affairs, especially political intrigues, as referred to herein before. He was practically insulted by Duryodhana's calling him a son of Shudrani, although it was not out of place to talk loosely in the case of one's grandmother. Yes, he was related to her. So Vidur's mother, although Shudrani, was the grandmother of Duryodhana, and funny talks are sometimes allowed between grandmother and grandchildren. But because the remark was an actual fact, it was unpalatable talk to Vidur, and it was accepted as a direct insult. He therefore decided to quit his paternal house and prepare for the renounced order of life. This preparatory stage is called Vanprastha Ashram, or retired life for traveling and visiting the holy places on the surface of the earth. In the holy places of India, like Vrindavan, Hardwar, Jagannath Puri, Prayag, there are many great devotees, and there are still free kitchen houses for persons who desire to advance spiritually. So there are places, they are probably sponsored by people, by the rich people, that one who doesn't have anything, they can go and eat there. Maharajista was inquisitive to learn whether Vidur maintained himself by the mercy of the free kitchens, or the chatras is mentioned here. So it's explained that for most people, going to a holy place or temple is like a tourist site. People are going to have their photos taken, even with the deities. Even like you go to Brazil and you have like the Jesus Christ monument there, and people having the photo taken. Others will be in reverence, showing their reverence, and be in the mood of devotion. Some people will like for their Facebook or whatever, acting or having the same pose as the deity have the photo taken, and this is not like there's no devotion or anything like that. They just want to pose for the photo. So, because they think they're tourists and just seeing just tourist sites. To spend a few minutes, then go to next place on the list. Because the temple is famous, the deities are famous, the temple has some history, but here the Pandavas are asking, at which temple did you render service? Interestingly. So at some point in life, one needs to detach oneself and travel to holy places. So holy places are not just tourist sites, they're there to serve. You go and serve there. Our retirement is based on visiting holy places, but also focused on preaching, serving, focus on Krishna consciousness. The temple has some history, but here the Pandavas are asking, at which temple did you render service? Okay, so at some point in life, one needs to detach himself and travel to the holy places. Our retirement is based on visiting holy places, but also focused on preaching, serving, focus on Keshava. So the principle of becoming detached from worldly entanglements, worldly activities, to become more focused in spending time fully on KC, Krishna consciousness, husband and wife, when children are grown up, self-dependent, they would detach from certain stage of our life, household duties, and visit the holy places. So you could say that's like the one press, there's no ones nowadays, and it's too dangerous anyway. So instead you can visit holy places as husband and wife, detached from material life, from family life, even detached from each other in as a husband and wife. You go and visit the holy places as like two devotees together. Leaving our bodies, being attached to material life, raising children, just supporting children, material duties is not favorable, for like all your life. You can't be just doing that. The Vedic system was to help us more and more to become Krishna conscious at certain stages of life. So you increase your Krishna consciousness as you advance. So you have, as a brahmachari, you're learning the knowledge and practicing, and then as a grasta ashram, you're supporting these other ashrams, because at the end of the day they need finance to survive. And then once you've done all that, you can sort of have a retirement age where you increase your bhakti, your devotion, and you visit all these places, get purification. And you can do that as husband and wife, as one unit. So Srila Prabhupada has given us Krishna consciousness process, and that is not for a certain stage of life. It's like from day one to right to the end. The process is very practical, and one can apply it even at the age of 5. We don't have to wait for a certain age to begin the process. So it's different from the Vedic system, which refers to different period. So the same, the Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada has given us even better than the Vedic system, which is like in different stages. You can go straight into bhakti from the youngest, as soon as you can start understanding, or you can speak, you can understand what's going on. You can go straight into bhakti from a very young life, which we see our children doing. They're singing they're chanting. Little children are chanting whatever number of rounds, and they're doing service at the temples, and they're singing Narasimha prayers. They're even doing kirtan now. They're getting so good, playing mridanga, playing harmonium. So they're doing every service they can do. So in Krishna consciousness, you can apply it across all ashrams at all time frames. That's the beauty of Krishna consciousness. It has no limits or any discrimination as such. The youngsters who joined Srila Prabhupada in the 60s have their most important, valuable time, and Srila Prabhupada was the most grateful for them. Like they're just like early 20s, this time of peak health and peak in sense gratification. Most people will be really enjoying that age because you have so much energy and you're full of life, and you might even have some money in your pocket. So you might work hard, play hard, or you just play hard in so many cases. But you really enjoy yourself at that age because you're full of life and not many responsibilities. Most people spend that time on themselves and their family. When they are in the 60s or 70s and the senses don't work so well, energy is low, there are many illnesses, you are no longer productive and effective as a youngster is in their 20s. So that's when you try to think, now can't do anything else, so just might to concentrate on bhakti and wait for death to come. And this is how people get surprised when they see people in the young age, middle age doing bhakti. They say, I don't know why. Even some of the parents say to the children, that why are you wasting time? It's time for you to enjoy your life. And then, you got rest of your life to do bhakti. Just enjoy this life. And then later on, that is the norm. That's like, so suppose they get that from the Vedic system, that enjoy your age, young age, and then, later on you can become a Vanprastha or, sannyasi, as renounce life later on. But this is not the time, enjoy yourself, have some fun. So Vidur had left a pilgrimage and maintained himself by visiting places which have free kitchen, prasadam, and some free staying places. Okay, so that's how he went to pilgrimages and he maintained himself. And obviously he rendered service as well. So Bhavad Vida Bhagavatas Tirth Bhuta Swam Vibho Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthani Swanta Stena Brita. So Bhavat, your good self, Vida, like Bhagavata, devotees, Tirth, the holy place of pilgrimage, Bhuta, converted into, Swam, personally, Vibho, or powerful one, Tirthi Kurvanti, make into a holy place of pilgrimage, Tirthani, the holy places, Sav Anta Stena, having been situated in the heart, Gadabrita, the personality of Godhead. So, my Lord, devotees like your good self are verily holy places personified, because you carry the personality of Godhead within your heart and turn all places into place of pilgrimage. So the personality of Godhead is omnipresent by its diverse potencies everywhere, just as the power of electricity is distributed everywhere within space. Similarly, the Lord's omnipresence is perceived and manifested by his unalloyed devotees like Vidur, just as electricity is manifested in an electric bulb. Okay, so Yudhishthira is saying, a pure devotee like Vidur always feels the presence of the Lord everywhere. He sees everything in the potency of the Lord and the Lord in everything. The holy places all over the earth are meant for purifying the polluted consciousness of the human being by the atmosphere surcharged with the presence of the Lord's unalloyed devotees. If anyone visits a holy place, he must search out the pure devotees residing in such holy places. At least take their darshan. Take lessons from them. Try to apply such instructions in practical life, and thus gradually prepare oneself for the ultimate salvation, going back to Godhead. To go to some holy places of pilgrimage does not mean only to take a bath in the Ganges or Yamuna, or to visit the temple situated in those places, because then you're classed as a tourist. If you're just visiting, then you're a tourist. This is what every tourist does. They go and take a bath in the Ganges or Yamuna and go visit the many places and then come home and tell everyone they saw this, you saw that. But what did you do actually there? Did you learn anything? One should also find representatives of Vidur who have no desire in life save and accept to serve the personality of Godhead. The personality of Godhead is always with such pure devotees because of the unalloyed service, which is without any tinge of fruity action or utopian speculation. They are in the actual service of the Lord, specifically by the process of hearing and chanting. The pure devotees hear from authorities and chant, sing and write of the glories of the Lord. Mahamuni Vyasdev heard from Narad and then he chanted in writing. Shukadeva Goswami studied from his father and he described it to Parikshit. That is the way of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, is the way of the disciplic succession. And then Sutta Goswami heard it from Maharaj Parikshit and he gave the knowledge to the sages of Naimisharanya. So by the actions, the pure devotees of the Lord can render any place into a place of pilgrimage, and the holy places are worth a name only in the account. Such pure devotees are able to rectify the polluted atmosphere of any place, and what to speak of a holy place rendered unholy by the questionable actions of interested persons who try to adopt a professional life at the cost of the reputation of a holy place. So let's see what Srila Prabhupada says about this. Here this is glorifying Vidur, that Bhagavatas like you, like Vidur, carry the Supreme Lord in their heart. When you travel to the holy places or when you travel to any place, you convert that place into pilgrimage. So there's a lot of weight given here to the devotee. Compared even to Ganga, they're saying that the devotee isn't higher than having a bath, bathing in Ganga itself. Well, for one, you bathe in Ganga, you purify yourself, but then you go out and do nonsense again. The Ganga is not going to, give you Krishna consciousness or advise or, tell you about the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. It will just purify you, but then you will go and with a Hati Mata, just go and put mud on yourself again. But when you meet a devotee who will give you advice and give you the knowledge, he will awaken, with the torchlight of knowledge, the darkness inside you, then, you'll try to follow the instructions and maybe change your ways to follow the process. So there's a good opportunity that you will follow the process and change your habits. Holy places are not just for sightseeing. We can learn so much by taking association of the devotees there. Ganga asked, how will she get purified from the sinners who bathe in me? So Ganga Mata is herself worried that these nonsense people are going to come and bathe in me and leave the sins with me, purify themselves, and then they're going to do nonsense again anyway. So, I'll be like buried with all these sins from the sinners who come and purify. But she was told that now, when the pure devotees bathe in you, then it will nullify all the sins. One aparadh is called Dham aparadh. One should be careful not to commit this in a holy place. These places when one should engage in hearing about Krishna consciousness. Yeah, so that's the other thing, that when you are in the Dham, you get a lot of mercy, but you can, if you do aparadh, then you'll get a lot of dand as well from that. So everything multiplies positively and negatively as well. So we should be try to stay positive and always follow, don't get into fights or insult someone or swear at anyone. Just try to use your good habits rather than lust, anger, greed in any kind. So we have to be very careful with that, because it's our nature. Lust and anger, greed, pride, illusion, envy. We have these 6 issues with us, and we have to be careful that we keep them in check. I mean, obviously we are conditioned souls with 4 defects, but then we try and keep them in check as well. But especially these, because they are the the gateways to hell, especially lust, anger, and greed. So be very careful when you are in a pilgrimage place that you don't look at anything with lusty ways or get angry with someone for no reason, and don't be greedy, and can try and give some charity and help people as well. Help at the temple, give some charity there, like that. Just nullify these habits. Okay, so we go to 11. Apina suhrdastat bandavaha Krishna devataha drishta shrutava yadava swapuriyam sukham asate. So api whether na our suhurdaha well-wishers, tat, O my uncle, bandavaha friends, Krishna devata, those who are always wrapped in the service of Lord Shri Krishna, drishta by seeing them, shrutaha or by hearing about them, va either Yadava, the descendants of Yadu, Sapuryam, along with the residential place, Sukham Asate, if they are all happy. So my uncle, you must have visited Dwarka. In that holy place are our friends and well-wishers, the descendants of Yadu, who are always wrapped in the service of Lord Sri Krishna. You might have seen them or heard about them. Are they living happily in their abodes? Now here's the issue, because all the descendants have despaired, but does Vidur want to talk about that? The particular word Krishna Devta, those who are always wrapped in the service of Lord Sri Krishna, is significant. The Yadavas and the Pandavas, who are always wrapped in the thought of the Lord Krishna and his different transcendental activities, were all pure devotees of the Lord like Vidur. Vidur left home in order to devote himself completely to the service of the Lord, but the Pandavas and the Yadavas were always wrapped in the thought of Lord Krishna. Thus, there is no difference in their pure devotional qualities. So always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. That's the quality of a pure devotee. Either remaining at home or leaving home, the real qualification of pure devotee is to become wrapped in the thought of Krishna in a favorable way, not like Hiranyakashipu or Kamsa, who always wrapped in the thought of Krishna, but in an unfavorable way. Knowing well that Lord Krishna is the absolute personality of Godhead, Kamsa, Jarasandha, Shishupal, and other demons like them were also always wrapped in the thought of Lord Krishna, but they were absorbed in a different way. And then Krishna knows how to deal with these people as well in a different way, namely unfavorably, or thinking of him to be a powerful man only. Therefore, Kamsa and Shishupal are not on the same level as pure devotees like Vidur, the Pandavas, and the Yadavas. So here's the difference. Somebody says that, well, they were thinking about Krishna all the time, but they weren't thinking favorably, they were thinking unfavorably. So thinking yes, but in a good way, not in a bad way. So Maharaj Yudhishthira was also always wrapped in the thought of Lord Krishna and his associates at Dwarka. Otherwise, he could not have asked all about them from Vidur. Okay, so just read that again. Maharaj Yudhishthira was also always wrapped in the thought of Lord Krishna and his associates at Dwarka. So he didn't just ask about Krishna, he asked about everyone there. Otherwise, he could not have asked all about them from Vidur. Maharaj Yudhishthira was therefore on the same level of devotion as Vidur, although engaged in the state affairs of the kingdom of the world. He was the emperor. So obviously, we have like very small circles, and we are always wrapped in a little world. I got to do this, I got to do that. We are like more busy in the head than we are actually physically busy sometimes. We can just magnify things so much, but when you come to do them, think, oh, that didn't take long. It took 2 minutes to do this, 3 minutes to do that. But sometimes you can think, oh, I've got so many things to do, I haven't got enough time today. But sometimes it's like more in the head than reality. And here you have Maharaj Yudhishthir, who is the, the king of the world, and there must be like millions of issues they need to sort out, and so many problems to deal with, and yet they still have time to think about Krishna. Krishna is always in the heart and in their thoughts. So that is 11. And so it says, pure devotees who are engaged favorably in the thoughts of Krishna always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. That's what we go by. That's the motto. We normally forget Krishna, never remember Krishna. That's our usual way, because we're too involved in entangled in material life. We're thinking about other things apart from Krishna. We remember Krishna so that we can purify our lives, rekindle our relationship with him. That's why we have to. Well, that's one of the reasons why I should always remember Krishna, because we want to go back. If we remember Krishna all the time, then time of death will certainly. If you remember Krishna now, at the time of death, you will certainly remember Krishna, because Krishna will make sure that you remember him. Even like you can't think anymore. Your mind's like your senses are coming to a halt. Your mind's coming to a halt. But Krishna will help you to think of him at the time of death. That's the reward for always remembering Krishna. So thank you so much, and let's discuss this. Okay. Okay. Pundikaksh Prabhu, what do you think? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, a wonderful purports again, Prabhuji. And thank you for reading so nicely. Remembering Krishna is very, very important. It doesn't matter where you are. And having right association is very, very important in this. That's why we have to develop association with like-minded people. So Vidura has the same thinking, and Yudhishthira Maharaj also has the same thinking. So his inquiry is all about the pilgrimage, how did he spend time out there, how he is able to manage his other things as well, but at the same time, he met Krishna and the associates of Krishna. So he's inquiring about how is Krishna and associates of Krishna. So like Parveen Mataji came back yesterday, I think. Today morning we had a japa session, and when we asked Mataji about how are the places where Mataji and Prabhuji went, Mataji did not say whether it's raining or climate or whatever it is, but Mataji just spoke about temples, devotees, book distribution, Tulsi Maharani, all those things. So earlier when we are not in Krishna consciousness, our discussion is all about how is the weather, where did you find right food or not. These are the only things. But now, slightly because of association of devotees and reading this purports of Srila Prabhupada, our consciousness little bit changing, and then we inquire about, I mean, did you get a chance to meet devotees? How did you manage your chanting there? Is it comfortable, the place, for you to do chanting or not? Are you able to follow your regulative principles or not? Where can you get food without onion garlic? So these are the questions now. So when we spend time with like-minded people, and when we really want to associate with Krishna, then your association will also be like that. And in the beginning, Vidura Maharaj, like insulted by Duryodhan, that's why he went to like pilgrimage. So it's a good lesson that when you get angry, better to move out from that place for some time and come back. And much better is to associate with the scriptures or Krishna. That will give you more peace when you come back. And in our family, one of our family member, their daughter, they taught her to, like, every day after coming back from school, whatever happened in the school, no, first go to Krishna's place and tell Krishna first, and then you come back. So whatever problem she faced in the school, first she used to go to tell Krishna and then come back. In that way, she used to control her anger also. And now she has grown up. but she's very, very good girl, like wonderful girl she is. Never get angry, and somehow she never get angry, uh, like our Akrod Nitai Prabhu. And pilgrimage places are not meant for tourism. They are specifically for elevating ourselves or Krishna consciousness. And because those places are actually the places where great devotees, unalloyed devotees spend their time, especially when we remember about Badrikashram where Narnarayan spent time, and Vrindavan where all the Goswamis spend time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spend time. So these places especially help us to elevate in our consciousness. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Yeah, very, very good comparison there that you've done. Absolutely. Good timing as well. Mataji just come back and yeah, we asking Mataji, how did you get on up there? And yeah, and you know, devotees are always serving wherever they go. That's always in the front for, you know, in the front of their mind. How can I'm here. How can I serve? So nice. Thank you so much. We'll just go to Hina Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna everyone. Thank you so much. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I think Prabhuji kind of covered all the main points really. So I think the only thing I had to add was visiting holy places. To me, it's almost like they're like charging points where you can spiritually charge up. You can go deeper into your devotional service and reflect. It's time out from the material world, trying to reconnect essentially. So then when you do come back into the real world, you're in a better position. And I also was thinking about that in terms of there's physical holy places, but also that anywhere where there's a gathering of devotees is also considered as a holy place. It's my understanding too, and also I think from my understanding, please correct me probably if this is incorrect, but also even thinking about the dham mentally, thinking of being in a holy dham is also has a positive effect as well. So yeah, some very nice verses, and that was it really from me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. And coming to the temple, wherever there's gathering of devotees, where there's Krishna Katha going on, that is the Dham. So there are 5 things that mentioned in the Bhagavatam of the 64. 5 are most important, and one of them is visiting Dham. If you cannot visit directly, yeah, you can obviously mentally think about being there, think about Krishna's pastimes there, and even when you go to the Dham, if you think about the pastimes that happened in that place, just makes it more potent for you. That's one of the key things, that when you're in the Dham, wherever you are, you think, oh, Krishna did this here, Krishna did that here, and he had this Leela here. So like that, that's also very, very purifying. But yeah, so you don't, like to say, you don't have to go and live physically in Vrindavan, but you can make Vrindavan right here in the association of devotees. So important to take association, come to the programs, when you can, and just learn, and follow. Thank you, Mataji. Kiran Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Lovely verses as always. But it's true. I think Vidur, rather than be engaged in hostility, anger, and conflict, let's get out of here. Because sometimes to stay will only create more aggravation and difficulties. So he left and did his pilgrimage for many years. And yes, the question was asked, how did you manage? How did you survive? He indicated I had to get out of that political intenseness and that political intrigue, but also he was insulted. People get insulted, and what do? When you're insulted, it's a knee-jerk reaction. you kick back. But sometimes it is better to walk away, reflect. And he had lots of time to reflect in the holy places. And when you reflect, you come back a better person. And the reflection sometimes, if we fire all our ammunition and our bullets, we'll have nothing left. We'll spend all the energy we have. So we have to conserve those energies for better purposes. We have to transform that anger and hostility into bhakti and devotion. And hence, people go to the Dham to get charged, re-energized. You have two types of people who go to the Dham. You have the tourists who like their pictures in front of Hanuman and Shiva. And you have those who go with that intense yearning, because this was the place where the avatars, the reincarnations, the lords had appeared and did their leelas. So those places of worship are more than just a place of worship. They're a place of enlightening, developing our spirituality. We have to do bhakti and devotion when we get there. We have to learn about how to deal with the unreal, which is Maya, and go to the real, and to deal with the darkness of this material world, to the light of Krishna's kingdom, and how to become immortal from this mortal world. And those are the kind of opportunities the Dham offers, because those were the dhartis, the places in Mother India where divinity stayed and resided. The Dham is not just a place of pilgrimage. Going to have a bathe in the Ganga is only purification on the external level, but the depth has to come from divine and the depth of our bhakti. We have conflicting demands. Yudhishthira was the emperor of the world, but he still had time for devotion. We argue and we lull ourselves into complacency. I have no time. Find the time, find that extra hour or two, because that's the extra hour or two which is going to be the gateway to Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Nicely explained. Okay. Praveen Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu Dandava Pranam. That's very nice verses. Yudhishthira Maharaj asking questions to Mahatma Vidur, and it's all for our benefit, what we are supposed to do, like in the verse 9, about the Vanprastha, and in the retired life, we have to, go to pilgrimages, actively serve Krishna. And I'll be honest, like we did book last minute, and I was not very happy going to this place. And rather than going to Vrindavan, I was having bad thoughts that we're going here. But Krishna plans everything so nicely. I haven't got any contacts, but I still managed to find a contact of a devotee who was only 15-20 minutes away from us. So we did get association. Went to visit both centers, went to a house program. And first thing I had darshan was Tulsi Maharani in the hotel. There was so much Tulsi Maharani, everywhere. And, it then makes you realize it's a faith in Krishna. Everything is possible. Everything can happen. And like engaging everyone. So purposely we were taking our chanting beads on the beach, walking, and you were getting people staring at you, and then I'll smile and say Hare Krishna, and some will inquire, so what are you doing? What is this portally? And then, so I thought this is Srila Prabhupada giving us chance to preach. So overall, I think it was a very good experience. So many people are saying Hare Krishna. Even the hotel staff on the last day, they, because they started saying Hare Krishna to us as well, instead of saying morning or good afternoon. So they'll put their hands together, and they did manage to talk to them about the 4 regulative principles and all that. So all glories to Srila Prabhupada. And then my mind did change. Then I said, yes, this was Krishna's plan. He didn't want me to be in Vrindavan because there is so much ignorance and passion there. And for those people to listen, even, I think, and pray that hopefully they will get mercy. And the manager, he did say, I've started chanting, but I'm not being, on the last day he said, I'm not consistent. I said, no, it doesn't matter. As long as you're chanting, do whenever you can, and the mercy will flow. So I left a copy of Bhagavad-Gita in the reception. So I said, pick up Bhagavad-Gita whenever you have 5 minutes, just read whatever you can. So yes, sorry, I just moved away from here. And the verse is, yes, it's just to remember Krishna and never forget Krishna, and total dependence on Krishna like the Pandavas. And we do see, I did share lots of examples in the Japa session, and you see presence of Krishna everywhere. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, thank you.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Mataji. Yes, wonderful. I think you were meant to go there and preach, and that you did. You did your service. I think Krishna, we were very pleased with you for that. And yeah, sometimes Krishna arranges sometimes the devotees to go and help people who need help, and maybe they don't make the effort, or they don't know what to do. So Krishna sends his representatives to go and help them. So nice. Thank you, Mataji. I don't know if Priya Mataji or Anjali Mataji would like to add anything, or you can just listen. Up to you. Okay, that's so nice. Thank you for joining. Please keep joining. Okay, Radharani.
Hare Krishna, everyone. My pranams to all of you. Yes, these verses are telling us that the saintly people who are wandering around in the holy places, or even not in the holy places, when you're passing through the other places, it is so auspicious. It purifies and sanctifies those places, and it gives a chance to people, sometimes touch the spirituality which they would have never touched in their life otherwise. And it also tells us about how we should question our spiritual master, the way Yudhishthira Maharaj was asking questions to Vidur. So this is how we approach our spiritual master, not just telling our problems, I have got this problem, I've got that problem. You will have problem whether you like it or not, but you should have the courage to ask what you can learn from the spiritual master, what spiritual master has, the treasure he has gathered in his bhakti life. So this is the main learning from these verses today. And to see these characters like Kamsa, Shishupal, Jarasandh, even they didn't think of Lord as Lord. They just thought Lord as somebody who was powerful, and they had to, show their might against him. But still, Lord is so merciful that the Lord gave them liberation. So anybody who is going to get in touch with the holy name, or the saintly person, or anything to do with the Lord, is going to get benefit. That is how accessible Lord has made himself to everyone in this world. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thanks so much. Yeah, you'll get devotees, you'll get the atheists, and you will get people, who different, they're involved in other religions like that. And yeah, sometimes, they do miss, many of them do miss the point, and, lose out in that way. It's like Mahaprabhu, he was in Navdeep, and in back of his mind, he did want to take sannyas. And what really convinced him was the fact that some of these a lot of these Brahmins got together, and that they were like saying things about him, blaspheming him, because he was chanting Gopi, Gopi, Gopi. Because he was in that mood and he was chanting Gopi. They started blaspheming. When Mahaprabhu left for Katwa, where Keshava Bharati was, and he wanted to take sannyas from him. When he left, and there was like so much grief at his house, and also all the devotees who used to come and see him in the morning. They used to come to his house in the morning, whereas we would go to temple to see the deities. These devotees would come and see Mahaprabhu first thing in the morning after bathing. They would come and see him. He was like their deity. You know how great is that? They would come and see him personally and pay their obeisances to him before they started anything else. But that day, when they came, Mahaprabhu had already left, and they were like really grief stricken. And then the people, the atheists and the people who were blaspheming him, even they went to grief, thinking, oh my, Krishna, we didn't care for him, or we said wrong things about him, but that was God himself, and we missed out. So yeah, so many times we just don't see it. Krishna is there in front of us, and we miss the point, and even go far as blaspheming. So Mahaprabhu showed everything, how people behave, but he was so forgiving as well, because Mahaprabhu took sannyas to help these people. They realized that these people need help, but they have no respect for where I am now. If I take sannyas, then they will be more attracted to me, not because he wants respect, but he wants respect so these people, then he can help them. They have to come to him. If they don't listen to him, then how can he help them? He wants to go into an ashram that is respected so he can help them. So everything Krishna does, he does for his devotees. And this is one thing we also miss out. We think, Krishna wanted 16,000 wives, he wanted this. No. He wants to help people. He's doing it for their benefit. He doesn't need any benefit. He's God. What benefit does he need? He's Atmaram. He has everything that in the spiritual world, which is much bigger than the material world, he has everything he needs up there, right? Unlimited of everything. He doesn't need. If he does any actions, is to help us. Mahaprabhu took sannyas to help the atheist people and the people who were blaspheming him. So, then he knew that by themselves, they would not get anywhere in life at all. They will end up in hell. So he wanted to save them. So thank you so much. And thank you for your wonderful input. And we'll get together on Monday and continue this lovely chapter. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Go Prem Nande, Hari Hari Bo. Thank you all so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.